I think it's very important that people understand what soft power is and how it works. I think many people don't realise that soft power actually embraces the way every nation lives, the way it actually plays, the way it enjoys itself. It's not the more obvious things. Everything to do with that is soft power, and it advertises the way a nation is as perceived by others, and that is very important. Well, it's soft power that prevents the need for hard power often to be used. Diplomacy is soft power. Friendship between nations is soft power. Trade is soft power. All of those things form alliances that prevent the necessity for conflict and then hard power. So it's a peacemaker. Soft power lasts far longer than hard power. Hard power is a war. It begins, it ends, it leaves a bitter taste afterwards. Soft power prevents wars. It's a far happier and better concept in every way. Well, I think our legal system is obviously a great asset. Our language is a great asset. The monarchy is a great asset. There are great advertisements for what this country is like. You see it, for example, at royal weddings. You see it in Premier League football, for example. All of those are areas that form an impression in the minds of people of what this country, Britain, is like and whether they're comfortable with it. We were part of an alliance in the largest and richest free trade agreement the world has ever seen. 44% of our trade goes to our former colleagues in Europe, and a majority of our population have decided we must leave. So self-evidently that has a fairly dramatic effect on trade and on business and on perceptions. Whilst in the European Union, we were seen as a leader of the European Union. When we spoke around the world, people assumed we were speaking not necessarily just for Britain, but for Britain and the European Union as a whole. And that is a much bigger concept than a single nation. Well, I think there's an inevitability in a sensible world that they rise, that their economies grow, that they become better off, that they become more influential. And I think that is a much better world than one in which they're held down as underdeveloped countries, as many of them were for a long time. Not all of those you mentioned, but many of them are for a long time. So I thoroughly welcome it. What we do need to ensure as we move into this multipolar world, that it isn't a multipolar world in which there are tiny power blocks, each of them plotting against other power blocks. We do need a unity of trade. We do need the world trade habits to become endemic and not just partial. Well, we have a long historical relationship with the Middle East. We don't have hard power to influence the Middle East in that sense, except that we do train. We offer a lot of military training in the Middle East. But we do have a great deal of soft power, partly because of relationships, partly because of trade flows, partly because of history. And we're very proud of that relationship and we wish to maintain it.